Could All for One be Deku's father? This wild theory connects many dots in My Hero Academia, from quirks, genetics, and even hidden motives behind key characters. Today we'll explore how Izuku's quirklessness, his mysterious father, and the presence of All for One might suggest a deep connection that changes everything we know about our protagonist. Let's dive into this intriguing theory. Izuku's quirklessness is confirmed by an X-ray of his foot showing an extra joint in his pinky toe, a common marker for quirkless individuals in the My Hero universe. However, some fans speculate that Deku may have originally had a quirk, but it was stolen. The theory that All for One could have taken Izuku's quirk as a way to control his potential has circulated for a while, but the X-ray suggests Deku was always quirkless, reinforcing the possibility of genetic inheritance. All for One, being a first-generation quirk user, would have had an easier time passing on the quirkless gene than two quirk-using parents would. This further supports the theory that Deku's quirklessness is not a random occurrence, but rather the result of All for One's lineage. Dr. Kyudai Garaki, All for One's right-hand man, plays a suspicious role in Deku's diagnosis as quirkless. At the beginning of the series, Kyudai diagnoses young Izuku and claims he has no quirk, a seemingly insignificant moment at the time. However, as the series progresses, Garaki's close ties to All for One come to light. Given Garaki's importance to All for One's plans, it's possible he had an ulterior motive in diagnosing Deku as quirkless. Could this have been a deliberate move to suppress Deku's true abilities and hide the fact that he has All for One's son? If Garaki is responsible for maintaining the villain's twisted schemes, falsely diagnosing Deku as quirkless might have been part of a larger plan. Though the theory that Garaki outright stole Deku's quirk has been debunked, the Doctor's involvement still raises suspicion. His role in Deku's life might be more significant than we realize, especially given his direct connection to All for One and his role in creating the terrifying Nolus. One of the most interesting theories suggests that Izuku's childhood bullies, particularly the winged boy named Tsubasa, may have been transformed into a Nomu by Dr. Garaki. Tsubasa was part of Katsuki Bakugo's group of bullies in Izuku's early school days, but there is little information about him afterward. A fan theory proposes that Tsubasa was turned into the winged Nomu that later attacks Izuku after his battle with Stain. If true, this would provide more evidence of Garaki's involvement in Deku's life from a young age and further link Deku's world with All for One's plans. If Tsubasa was transformed into a Nomu, this could explain why the winged Nomu targeted Izuku specifically. There might be a connection between All for One's awareness of Izuku and the Nomus, reinforcing the idea that All for One has had his eyes on Deku for a long time. Another piece of this intricate puzzle involves Izuku's mother, Inko Midoriya. Many fans have speculated that Inko might be related to Nana Shimura, All Might's mentor and a former wielder of One for All. Both Inko and Nana share similar physical traits, leading fans to believe there may be a familial connection. If Inko is related to Nana, it would explain why All for One may have had an interest in her. The theory suggests that All for One could have married Inko not out of love, but as a way to hurt All Might, just as he twisted Tenko Shimura, Tomura Shigaraki, into a villain to torment All Might further. If this connection is true, it adds another layer of depth to the story, tying together key characters in a web of emotional conflict. One of the most compelling points in this theory is Izuku's remarkable ability to channel and awaken the full potential of One for All. All Might, despite his quirkless background, was only able to use the immense strength of One for All. However, when Izuku inherits the quirk, he begins to unlock additional powers such as Black Whip and Danger Sense that previous users never could. This unprecedented growth could be explained by Izuku's potential connection to All for One. If All for One truly is his father, Izuku would share a deep genetic link to One for All's origin. After all, the quirk was born when All for One forcefully passed a quirk to his younger brother Yurichi. This genetic connection may explain why Izuku is able to tap into the abilities of past users in ways others couldn't. An interesting point in this theory is the apparent hesitation All for One shows when it comes to harming Midoriya. Throughout the series, especially during key battles, All for One seems reluctant to directly attack Deku. During the Kamino Ward incident, despite Deku's presence, All for One focuses entirely on fighting All Might instead. Even during the Paranormal Liberation War arc, All for One's actions reflect this same hesitancy. This reluctance to engage with Deku directly could suggest that All for One, although a villain, is avoiding harming his own son. It adds emotional depth to All for One's actions and may hint at a complicated, hidden father-son relationship between the two. Another similarity between Izuku and All for One is their shared analytical skills. Throughout the series, Deku is shown to be incredibly observant and analytical, carefully documenting quirks and hero strategies to improve his own skills. He constantly thinks ahead in battle, analyzing opponents and coming up with tactics on the fly. Interestingly, All for One shares this exact trait. As a master manipulator and strategist, All for One is always several steps ahead of his enemies. His deep understanding of quirks and how to use them against others is a hallmark of his character, much like Deku's strategic thinking. This shared trait between the two could be another indicator that they share more than just an enemy-hero relationship, they might share the same blood. One of the most mysterious aspects of the series is the fact that neither All for One's face nor Hisashi Midoriya's face has ever been revealed. All for One's face is hidden due to the extensive damage he sustained in his battles with heroes, especially All Might. Meanwhile, Hisashi's absence from Deku's life and the lack of any images of him raise questions. The theory suggests that this is no coincidence. If Hisashi is, in fact, All for One, it would explain why both characters' faces remain hidden. All for One has been hiding his true identity from both Deku and the world, which could be why we have never seen what Hisashi looks like. Creator Kohei Horikoshi has openly expressed his love for Star Wars, and the parallels between the Star Wars saga and My Hero Academia are hard to ignore. All for One's resemblance to Darth Vader, from the mask to his role as a villain with a hidden past, is striking. Deku's journey mirrors Luke Skywalker's in many ways, and the possibility of All for One being revealed as Deku's father echoes the iconic I am your father moment in Star Wars. This influence adds another layer to the theory, as Hirokoshi's admiration for Star Wars may lead to a similar twist in My Hero Academia. The theory that All for One is Deku's father ties together many loose threads in My Hero Academia. From genetics, hidden identities, to the suspicious involvement of key characters, the clues are all there. What do you think? Could Deku's true parentage be one of the biggest twists in the series? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for My Hero Academia content.
Never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want.